So today is the same day that I did my last video, but I'm actually starting my new series. So today we're talking about back to school. So we're going to start it on Wednesday, and then we're also going to do one on Friday. So to get it started, we're just going to have a 2-day because I started it on a Monday. But what we're going to do is that we're going to talk about things that would typically go with back to school. Sorry, I'm making my dinner. So the first thing you hear when you think of going back to school is school supplies. Another thing you hear is uniforms, if you have to have uniforms. I personally, the high school that I went to had to have uniforms, the middle school I went to, and then I had a private school. And so I went to a private school from I didn't go to kindergarten, 1st grade to 6th grade. And then my 7th grade, when I moved from a private school, itty bitty little thing, to a public school in 7th grade, was terrifying. And that first year had no uniforms. The best thing ever. But then 8th grade, the entire school system implemented uniforms, and so we went from not having uniforms previously, and then previous from that having uniforms all my life, to back to uniforms. And so it was somewhat of a routine already. I already knew how to work it. But in my last couple years of high school, I'd always push the boundaries. I didn't want to wear the uniforms. So one of the things is that when you hear school supplies, so where I used to get school supplies was Walmart. That was one of the big things, is that I would go to Walmart. Now, I would go kind of like during the week, like a couple days during the week. So I would make a list of what I needed. Say I needed so many binders, like a few sets of pencils, few sets of pens, folders, and like markers, or like I made a list, and I would divide it into like 2 or 3, maybe even 4 groups, and I would get a little bit at a time. One, in the end, it doesn't save you money, but it saves you money at that time. So if you could even split it up over like a couple weeks. If you were someone who were living on a budget, and I wasn't technically, but we just like to save money. So if you were someone who wanted to save money and not feel like you were spending $100 to $200 per kid almost in one visit, you would do that. We would just break it up. So we would go and be like, all right, well, we're just gonna go get some binders and a backpack and like whatever, and we would actually take care of our stuff. That was something that there were some people who didn't take care of their stuff, and it would just be trashed by, the end of the first semester or like spring break. It would be completely trashed. And so you would have to go get new stuff. With ours, we tried to keep it up and keep our stuff pretty contained and pretty clean and in good condition, because if we didn't, I don't know, to me, it reflected bad on me. I felt like I was a dirty person and someone who just didn't have organized life if I didn't keep my things pretty clean. Now, of course, I would decorate them and make them my own, accessorize and things like that. But like throughout all my high school and middle school years, I probably reused my binders over and over until they got like, could not open the binder clips, the screen, like, that clear screen would like fall off. Yeah, no, those were gone. Second thing that you hear when you are thinking back to school is organization. That is something that the 2 times of the year that people are wanting to organize their life is January 1 and August 1. And that's because January 1, New Year. Everybody's like, New Year, new me. Yes, great idea to start bullet journals. I love bullet journals. Great idea to start, let's see, what's it called? Planners. Love planners. It's a different form of a bullet journal. There's so many things to organize your life. In August, people also want to do it because the school year's starting. And so that's kind of, I always think in my mind, there is 2 start dates of the year. And it's the first of the actual calendar year, and it's the first of like your regular, say your job year, whatever season it is, such as like school year. That's when school season starts, and that's a new start of a year. For me, it would be school season or dance season, since I am a dance instructor. And so, and those are coincide, so they start at the same time. And that would go from So if January's over here and August is here, it would be January, December, whoop, or sorry, so January, August, it would be August, whoop, January, and come to about June, and then in here, this is where would be the summer. And that's just how my brain works. One of the best things I like to do for organization is getting a bullet journal. Now, these are for people who are pretty creative, but also have the patience to hold this journal together. That's something that I have to struggle with because I'll do it for a good like 2 months. I'm good for 2 months. And then I'll get busy or I'll forget, or like it won't be needed for me for a couple days, and then I get out that routine. It only takes a couple days to get out of a routine, but it takes 21 to start a routine. And so I always give it at least a month to start something. So I always try, once August starts, I always try to start my new bullet journal or new calendar, something, so I can remember, start writing every day. That way I can get it together. I'm sorry, the beeping is my dinner. It's finished cooking, and so I'm gonna recook it after this video. Once I can get that until from the beginning of the month to school starts, I already have that habit started. And so I only need a couple more days, or say a week, to set that habit into my brain and be like, okay, this is something I do every day. Now, I haven't started it yet. It's only the 6th that I'm recording this, and I actually couldn't find mine, but I was cleaning out my car and I found it. I'm gonna start it tonight. Because I also, with this, I track a bunch of things that I do on my phone. It's a lot easier digitally. And so I have, when I'm in school, I have a paper calendar, I have a paper planner, or bullet journal, I have a digital calendar, I have a digital planner. Like, I have so much to use and to keep myself organized, and I just choose which one is easier. So I have like a food planner, I have a school calendar, I have a school planner. There's so many things, and there's so many apps. One of my favorites for high school and middle school mostly, more of high school and college, but middle school kids can use it as well. And I will try to link it, but I'll definitely put the description of it in my video, or at the description below. And it's called MyStudyLife. I know for sure it's on Apple, and I know for sure it's on Android. I don't know about Google, but it is the coolest app. I use it in school. So if you have your schedule and you have a syllabus, start like that weekend. Start at the beginning, like before school starts, or even like the weekend that you're out of the first week. Put everything in, put all your class schedule, your room numbers, everything, teacher, put all that there. And then go in, and the syllabus, if they're really strict to their syllabus, put in every assignment, any test, any project, anything like that. And it will notify you. Mine has a set for, it will notify me because I'm on campus 10 minutes before class. So as soon as my class ends, within a minute or so, it's saying, hey, you have another class. And then it will tell me when assignments are due. It tells me if I'm late on an assignment. It tells me when a test is about to come up. And so it's a great app. My friend told me about it. She's a nursing student and she uses it. I have a bunch of my friends who are in the medical, like almost career, they're like getting ready for the medical career. They use it because they say it works so well. So I definitely will tell y'all about that and try to link it into the description. It's called MyStudyLife. So it's MyStudyLife, and it's an amazing app. The app right now it's like a green, it's got like a graduation cap on it. At least that's what I thought it still looks like. So that is one of the things I use. Another thing that I think that people come into contact and they, I guess, almost even freak out when they think of school supplies or not school supplies, but like back to school, is uniforms or clothes. That is the biggest controversy that's going on right now in school systems, is having uniforms or not having uniforms, and any kind of dress code that they have to enforce. Now ours was a very strict dress code and uniform place. Like if we didn't wear a belt, we had to go to ISS or call our parents to bring us a belt. I luckily knew a whole bunch of tricks. I'm not gonna put those in there because I do not want to encourage people not following the rules, but also getting in trouble, because I wasn't a trouble kid, but I just tried to push those boundaries because I'm a very creative and artsy person. But I will say, even if you have a uniform, if your school implements uniforms in your school district and school system, nobody cares. Nobody cares that you're wearing a uniform in the school. Like the students, nobody cares what kind of uniform you're wearing. You can be wearing the stuff from Walmart, or you could be wearing the stuff from Aeropostale. It's a uniform. I mean, you can definitely tell the difference in the material that's made, but nobody really cares. The students that care are the ones that are just very insecure, and they want to cause attention to themselves. I didn't care. I could definitely notice it, but it wasn't be like, oh, I wish I had this kind of clothes, or I wish I had those. I didn't care. I wanted to get my education. I wanted to hang out with my friends, and that was my goal. And so if parents are watching this, or if kids are watching this, don't care. Like, uniforms are the smallest thing that are going to happen in the school system. That's like saying you have to wear certain types of socks with certain types of shoes in the real world. I mean, nobody cares. There's so much bigger problems. There's so many bigger problems. Like, I can name 10. There's so many bigger problems. Another thing is that if you don't have uniforms and you just have a strict dress code, or even just a dress code that's supposed to be enforced but isn't enforced as much as it probably should, follow those rules. That's something that, like, definitely, like, take that into consideration. Now, is your outfit that you're going to wear for the day just going to distract people's learning abilities? Maybe and maybe not, depending on the outfit. If it's something that's very revealing, I personally would worry about how that person feels, whether if they feel confident or not, if they're comfortable in their clothes, if it's like really cold, if it's a cold day and they're wearing something that probably isn't appropriate, if they're, okay, if they're safe, and vice versa for heat. I worry about that, but it's not going to affect my education. If you have a dress code that should be enforced, but it's not as enforced, follow those rules. That's something that, it makes teachers' jobs easier, but it also makes your life easier. When you just do it and follow the rules, you'll be fine. That's easy stuff. So definitely do that. And when it comes into this new school year, set a goal. Set at least one goal, if not 3 to 5 goals. Set a good 3 to 5 goals that you want to do. If you're in college, make it for a semester. If you're in school, like high school or middle school, make it for a year. Make these goals something that are obtainable, obviously. Like, say if you're not a straight A student, but you can become one, make 3 A's instead of 4, or so. Make little goals that will get you there to your bigger goals. So, like this year, I have, I think, 4 or 5 classes that I'm taking, and I definitely am wanting to pass all my classes, but on my harder classes, I want to get a better grade than my easier classes. I have a few very easy classes, and that's going to be a goal that I'm going to set, and I will keep it up with you guys. So each month I'll be like, hey guys, I've made this on a test, I'm really proud, or I didn't do very good and I need to study harder. I'm going to keep myself accountable. You got to keep yourself accountable. We got to do this together. So those are my tips so far. I didn't count them. I'm not going to be like 7 tips or 10 tips to back to school. I think those are kind of cheesy little openers. I'm just going to be tips to back to school. This is my first series, so I hope y'all enjoy it. This is exciting, and so give me questions that you're going to do for the next series, which will air on Friday. So it's still going to pertain to back to school. So I've covered uniforms, I've covered supplies, and I've covered organization. We got 3 things out of the way, okay? So, have a great night, have a great day, stay positive, don't forget to smile. Smiling is the best thing ever, and I love you guys. Thank you for all the support you've given me. I apologize for the long waits between videos. It's gonna get better. So I love you guys. Have a great day. Have a great night.